Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Spittin' Sports with Lamar. I am Casey Lamar, and I'm coming at you from the 256. Don't forget, if you do enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about Braves rookie. I'm going to talk about what he did, accomplished yesterday, Ronald Acuna, what he did. Had a little bit of MLB action going on today. One game has already been played. Some NFL headlines. There's just a bunch of different little points from today that I'm gonna just look at real quick. And there is an update about the Maryland football situation. It's still an ongoing thing, but they do have an update today. So we'll just go ahead and start with Ronald Acuna Jr. But no, Acuna, everybody knows who he is. He's probably a superstar in the making, to be honest. But yesterday he became the youngest player in the live ball era since 1920. To hit a home run in 4 straight games, the youngest to ever do it. Only he and Miguel Cabrera have accomplished that feat at 20 years old. But yesterday, they had a doubleheader against the Marlins, and he led off the game for the Braves with a home run in each game. Just the things he's doing at only 20 years old is amazing. He's going to be great. It would seem that he's going to be great. That's still to be seen. But at only 20 years old, there's still so much more room for improvement and development. Just really looks like he's going to be a superstar. So far, to this point in the season, he was injured for a while, so his stats are lower than they could be. But he is hitting .282 with 17 home runs and 39 RBIs total for the season. But since the All-Star break, he's been on fire. He's hitting .344, has 10 home runs and 20 RBIs. And obviously, he's a Rookie of the Year candidate. He's top 2, may even be leading. It just depends on who you ask, really. But he's up there for Rookie of the Year. We did have one game. That has already taken place today, so I figured I'd just go ahead and touch on it. Lorenzo Cain led the game off for the Brewers. First batter of the game, led off with a home run. Ryan Braun, he had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs today, and the Brewers just cruised to a 7-0 win in Chicago. Really put a beating on them, if that's what you want to say. But really handled them today. That makes the Cubs lead over Milwaukee only 2 games now in the National League Central. Last point I wanted to say about baseball, Robinson Cano, he makes his return tonight. He has been reinstated from his PED suspension, so he will be back for the Mariners. But we'll move on to the NFL. Really the biggest thing, I guess, today, I wouldn't say the biggest thing, but a big thing that happened today. The Dolphins cut a defensive lineman, which they were probably going to cut anyway. But they cut defensive lineman Gabe Wright because he took a cheap shot at starting running back Kenyon Drake. The Dolphins waived Wright today. The incident occurred yesterday when he blindsided Drake, and Drake wasn't wearing a helmet or anything. But it happened at the end of a fight during practice yesterday. They had several fights. It was getting kind of chippy yesterday for the Dolphins. But he did blindside and hit a helmetless Kenyon Drake. Somebody he didn't even know it was coming. Blindsided. But Wright, he was a 2015 4th-round pick by the Lions, and he spent most of 2017 on the Dolphins practice squad. But can't have somebody taking cheap shots going after your starting running back. But like I said, they didn't think he was going to make the team anyway. But so they went ahead and made that decision, or that decision was made much easier for them after what he did yesterday. Next thing, Browns, they're reportedly set to meet with Dez Bryant on Thursday. I don't know, it could be an interesting team. If you see the Dez Bryant that we've seen in the past, he's been good, he's been bad, he's been a lot of things. A diva is what a lot of people would like to call him at times. But anyway, could be an upgrade for the Browns. They could have Josh Gordon, Jarvis Landry, and Dez Bryant out there playing wide receiver. Could be a very good team. And they have Antonio Callaway. He looked very good the other day in their preseason game. Next point, Carson Wentz. He says it's going to be a close call. He said it may be pushing it for him to play week 1. Be a close call. He was having an MVP type season until he tore his ACL against the Chargers last year, unfortunately. But the Eagles collected themselves. They went on to win the Super Bowl. So, but Wentz, he said it maybe a close call if he is going to play week 1. But that's to be seen. Saquon Barkley tweaked his hamstring in practice, and he did not practice today. But Pat Shermer, head coach, he did say it's just a day-to-day injury, so seems not much to worry about. Taking it easy, having him do as little as possible, so not to aggravate his hamstring. Don't want that for your expected starting running back and number 2 pick in the draft this past season. Another first-round draft pick, Bears first-round pick, Roquan Smith. He has finally joined the Bears after he signed a 4-year, $18 million deal. There is up to $11 million more in incentives over the course of that 4-year contract. Sam Darnold, another rookie. He's been taking the majority of the first-team reps so far this week. He did have an impressive debut last Friday against the Falcons. He was 13 of 18 for 96 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. He's looked good so far. And then also, this just came out, Ben Roethlisberger, he left practice early today with an apparent head injury. That's about all it said about it, but that's not good for the Steelers. They were already having some questions about his health, and then he leaves practice with a head injury today. So not good news for the Steelers, but I'm sure Big Ben, he's always played hurt, so we'll see where that goes as it develops. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the Maryland football situation. I did mention it yesterday. The school president said the school accepts legal and moral responsibility for the mistakes that were made by the athletic training staff. That obviously ultimately led to the death of 19-year-old offensive lineman Jordan McNair back on June 13th. The school also parted ways with the athletic director. That wasn't his current title now, but Rick Court, he resigned yesterday, and he's the center of the allegations. The allegations of verbal abuse, bullying, and the disregard for the player wellness. That was centered around Court, and then obviously they said it was enabled by head coach DJ Durkin. But that's all that's come of that so far. But steps are being made, but they said they expect to finish September 15th, which is 2 weeks into the season. 3 weeks into the season, because their first game is September 1st against the Texas Longhorns. But steps are being made in that investigation. So it's good to see things start to happen. We'll see what else comes along as time goes. But that is all for today that I wanted to talk about. I'm going to keep an eye out for all the big news as it unfolds and any other little things that I see that I want to talk about. But remember, if you did enjoy, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. This has been Spittin' Sports with Lamar. I am Casey Lamar. I look forward to talking to you guys on tomorrow, Wednesday.